episodes. I think my levels are good. I've got my video up. Alrighty, welcome back to the Karen run, wherein we are just super rude to everyone. Much to my chagrin, but I had to know what it was like. So, we are now on chapter 3. Please note the notice here about this being a horror game, and check out those content warnings if you need to. So we're loading up from the end of Tuesday. And I'm not going to do the in-game recap, but I'll pull up the journal. Oh, and can't forget our Grumpy Karen profile. or avatar. Alrighty. Nope. Alrighty, so the major decisions we made on Monday were refused boiled peanuts, found an opossum living in the dresser, stole some of my cousin's ice cream extremely unsubtly, lost Gretchen in the woods, and put her out of her misery. Yes, I know that we have powerful build, but Karen is not that heroic. Met Stella's friend Kanika and her mother, Sybil, and learned about ditchlings, and then returned to my cousin's estate before going to bed. Not necessarily because she was trying to be responsible so much as because Stella would not let her stay the night. Because if you're mean to people, they're not as nice to you. Can't imagine why that would be. Major decisions made on Tuesday. Woke up in my cousin's guest room. Found a sickly boot print in the garden. Brushed off Avery when they asked you about last night. Rode with Kanika to the mines. Discovered what happened to Stella's parents. I mean, I figured she was just being nosy, but Kanika answered, so. Spoke to no miners during the investigation. Upon arriving at the mines, went straight to Tabitha's office, warned Tabitha about the teens sneaking into the Shaw mines, and waited for her before going in. Again, not for Tabitha's sake, very much because Karen did not actually want to go into the mines. And, of course, left Becca and Alexis behind in the mine collapse. Which can be a sensible decision. Like, absolutely, and I'm not trying to say that the only decision that Karen has made so far, which I'm like, okay, no, this was clearly the wrong decision, is that with powerful build, she could have saved both Duke and Gretchen. She just didn't. But we talked about this a little last time, but I don't necessarily think leaving Becca and Alexis behind in the mine collapse is truly the worst of the two choices. The whole point is that both choices are bad. But I do have Karen logic to apply to why she's made any given decision, which, although there are legitimate reasons to leave Becca and Alexis behind in the mine collapse, because, like, you know, in character, you don't know that you will be able to save them versus become, like, 5 people in need of rescue instead of 2, etc. But no, Karen was just interested in self-preservation and was like, heck no, we're not going back for some random terrible kids. It just would not even have crossed her mind for a second to do something not within her own self-interest. And now we're on to Wednesday. Was there anything before this? Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as your eyes flit open. You manage to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mines still stuck to your skin. Yeah, no. Just because she's mean to people doesn't mean she doesn't care about cleanliness. We're gonna take a shower. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The water is hot and, surprisingly enough, clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, you... definitely not. Possibly. Yeah. Yep. You think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. Sounds like what Karen would think about. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. I don't think Karen really cares that much about the opossum in the drawers. We'll maybe look out the window, given that Wayne boot print found outside. Probably doesn't care about the closet. Definitely isn't going to text anyone, because she's grumpy about being dragged on these misadventures. And doesn't actually particularly like Stella or Kanika. So, yeah, I guess we'll glance out the window. You hold your breath and approach the bedroom window. After finding that boot print and viscera in the garden yesterday, you can't help but anticipate something staring back at you. You breathe a sigh of relief. Nothing's out there watching you. At least, nothing you can see. You turn back to the guest room. You've done everything you wanted to up here. It's time to start your day. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-haired woman busies herself trying to tidy as best she can. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. Let's see. Addressing the red-haired woman would be polite. I also assume Karen's definitely the type to just sort of ignore the hired help. That is maybe snarky enough. She does not care about the two girls. Not her problem. Doesn't care how Tabitha's doing. Yeah, I think I'll go for Karen. Oh, are we having ice cream for breakfast? Tabitha. I'll have no sass from you today. 2 kids were buried in a mine collapse on my property. So I'm under a lot of stress right now, in case you hadn't put that together. And there's no we here. Don't think I haven't forgotten about your indiscretions on Monday. You've already had enough of my ice cream. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with her trademark scowl. Tabitha. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something terrible's wound up happening, so you're coming with me. Let's go with Karen. I don't need a babysitter. Tabitha. Yes, you do. You and Stella both do, honestly. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Janie. Oh, Karen, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I mean, I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry you got caught up in that. I'll be praying for those poor kids. I can't imagine how scared they must be. Nope, nope. Yeah, let's go with, have you seen anyone prowling around the estate? Yeah, Karen. Have you seen anyone prowling around the estate? Tabitha. I'm going to stop the two of you right there. Karen, I'm busy and not in the mood to stand around waiting while you play Nancy Drew with my cleaning lady right in front of me. We're leaving. Bye, Janie. Janie. Alrighty then. Be safe out there, you two. Tabitha practically drags you from the estate, one hand clasped firmly around your arm. Powerful build. It would be easy to break your powerful arms from her grasp, but doing so might serve to further irritate her. Oh my gosh, I do like break free, nobody drags Karen, like, nobody drags protagonist places is a funny one, but it's not very Karen. Let's see. Yeah, certainly Karen is very of the opinion that she is at the top of the pecking order. So, yeah, let's go with break free. Tabitha needs to know who's boss. You break free, feeling the frustration ball up in Tabitha's shoulders. That'll show her. She sighs. Ugh, fine, you can walk on your own. You and Tabitha walk through the doors of the estate and into her car. The ride to town is uneventful, your cousin unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. Tabitha. All right, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. Karen. What are we doing at the general store? Tabitha. Picking up tea from Sybil. You roll your eyes. Tabitha. Roll your eyes all you want. See if I care. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Kanika. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away with stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Tabitha. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. I'm gonna go with... Karen. Yeah, I've never been one for public displays like that. Tabitha. Exactly. It's unbecoming. We're burning daylight. Come on already. The bells of the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Sybil. Good morning, you two. I hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Tabitha. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Sybil. Of course. Karen, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I will be just a minute. Karen. Sounds like your daughter is pretty mad at you, Sybil. Sybil. She just needs a little time to cool down. Yesterday was a bit much for her, so I'm giving her some space. Sybil motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of bells. Karen's gonna try to listen in, of course. You walk up to the door of the tea room to listen in. Miles. Subtle. Sybil. Longer than you'd hoped, but... Sybil pauses, and a moment later you hear footsteps move to the far end of the tea room. If she and Tabitha resumed their discussion, their voices are too soft for you to hear. It isn't long before the tinkling of bells interrupts your attempted listening session to announce another patron. Or in this case, another two patrons. Duke. Well! Powerful build. You've never seen the man beside Duke before, but whoever he is, he's big. Duke. If it ain't Karen. Bo, this is Miss Scarlet's cousin. She was there with Stella that night in the woods. Bo. It's a pleasure to meet you, miss. My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. Duke. Hope you've been faring better since all that unpleasantness. Karen. Things have gotten worse. Duke. I did hear whispers about what happened up in the mines last night. So sorry to hear about those young ladies. Scarlet Hollow ain't so safe this week, it would seem. Karen. I'll leave you to it. Duke. It was a pleasure running into you, Karen, but we'd best get on with our shopping. Can't spend too long away from the farm, what with those little devils running around. Bo. can't leave Mama all by herself up there for very long. Duke, you have a good one. Hope Scarlet Hollow treats you better from now on. Bo, it was nice meeting you, Karen, and please tell Miss Scarlet I'm sorry about her mama. Well, Duke and Bo like Karen just fine, I guess, but then again, they haven't interacted with her at any length. They shuffle off into the aisles. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. You have plenty of time before dinner at Reese's house. Oh, and I'm just imagining Karen being like, oh, I guess I'll go. Well, actually no, maybe she's a little intrigued by Reese because reasons. So maybe she's not as annoyed as all that about going to Reese's place. So she doesn't care about talking to Miles. She doesn't like Kanika. She doesn't like Stella. She doesn't care one way or the other about Oscar. She doesn't really care about Avery. So yeah, no, I think she's gonna end up hanging out with Tabitha through sheer dislike of the idea of hanging out with anyone else instead. It's like, at least with her cousin, she could be like, okay, fine, I guess. There's a certain familial obligation. But everyone else, that just sounds like, ugh, too much interacting with people she does not particularly care about. So, your cousin will probably be back any second. It's best to just stay put. You and Miles share an uncomfortably long moment of silence as Duke and Bo continue to shop. Yes! Yell into the tea room. You shout into the tea room. Karen. Hey, hurry up in there! Sybil. Just a moment, dear. We're almost done. Tabitha bursts out of the tea room, tucking a pouch of herbs into her coat as she walks. She looks up at you in surprise. Tabitha. Wow, you actually stayed. I kind of expected you to go running off the instant I left you alone. Yes! There is a response that is exactly what I was imagining Karen thinking. Karen. No one else in this town interests me. Why would I bother with them? Tabitha. Huh, we really are related. I've got a couple hours to spare. I'll pick us up some sodas and we can get out of here. I don't like lingering where anyone could just walk up and start talking to me. Tabitha leaves the store, motioning for you to follow. Tabitha stops in front of a small house on the quiet hill just off Main Street. Tabitha. The Scarlets own most of the houses out here. We rent them out to employees. Just more convenient, you know? Yeah, I think this one's the best one. Karen. Why can't we hang out someplace normal? Tabitha. I don't like hanging around in town on a good day. I sure as hell don't want to make myself available for conversation the night after a bunch of kids got stuck in a mine on my property. Plus, people keep giving me their condolences for Pearl Ann. It makes me sick. Now, come on, let's make ourselves scarce before we're spotted. Your cousin pulls out a heavy set of keys from her pockets. She picks out one marked with a bright strip of green tape and unlocks the door. Tabitha. Come on in. Don't worry, it's empty. You follow your cousin into the model home. Tabitha. We haven't rented this one out for years. I come here to get away from it all? Does that make sense? It's kind of like a vacation home, but I don't have to travel. Anyway, make yourself comfortable and have a soda. Tabitha hands you a cream soda before settling in on the couch. Mystical. Though this home gives the appearance of being lived in, with its furniture and lack of dust, it feels nearly as empty and barren as the estate. There's no soul in this place, only the dream of one. And then Karen's just gonna shake her head and be like, what? Nope. Don't know what you're talking about. I didn't think about that. Mystical shit doesn't exist. Alright, I don't really think Karen wants to bond with Tabitha. Like, she sure doesn't... Yeah, no, she prefers talking about herself. I guess she could ask about the family. And what Tabitha thinks of her, but, like, you know, I feel like people don't get to a point where they are referred to derogatively as a Karen by caring what other people think about them? Or at least... Well, on the other hand, I guess they would try to keep up appearances, but I don't really know. Alright, honestly, I think I might just skip over all of this and be like, don't you have somewhere to be? Your phone buzzes before Tabitha has a chance to respond. Stella. OMG, I overslept! Almost forgot it's Mayor Jimmy Day! Good excuse to head over to the library. We should check in with Oscar and Rosalina. Stella. Meet y'all there in half an hour. Kanika. I totally blanked on that. Been having a weird, foggy morning. Wild that they're still doing the Mayor Jimmy thing even after last night. Do you think news has spread yet? But yeah, we should go see Oscar. See y'all soon. Tabitha. Someone's popular. Karen. Why is everyone so jazzed about meeting the mayor? Tabitha. Ugh. Is it Mayor Jimmy Day again already? What a ridiculous event. You know he's a dog, right? Did they fill you in on that little detail? We haven't had a human mayor in Scarlet Hollow since at least the early 1900s. We've been a dog mayor town since then. Tabitha takes another sip of her soda, smirking. Tabitha. Everyone knows it's our family that holds the power in this town. Still, sounds like it could be kind of fun. Oh, whoops. Even I can admit it's funny watching everyone fawn over the little guy in his mayor getup. Yeah, count me in. We can finish our sodas and head over. Yes, is this gonna be where Karen meets Karen? Becca's mom being a extremely Karen character. Tabitha. How do I look? It's been a while since I've been out in public like this. Yep, indeed. Karen meets Karen. Actually, I'm gonna pause here. Sorry. Be right back. let us commence with the meeting of Karens. Angry woman. Excuse me, Miss Scarlet. Tabitha. Can I help you? Becca's mom. What the hell do you think you're doing down here grinning like a buffoon while my Becca is trapped in your mind? What exactly are you doing to try and dig her out? I don't see you lifting any rocks. Tabitha. What? I've got my guys working around the clock to get her out of there. I don't see what me running a couple of errands in the morning has to do with... Becca's mom. I don't want to hear it. You should be up there right along with them. It's your damned fault she even managed to get in there. Why wasn't the entrance more secure? You were asking for something like this to happen. Whatever happens, I will be pressing charges. Do you want involuntary manslaughter to be one of them, or do you want to get your ass moving? Oh my god, I'm just going with this one. Karen. Your daughter is trash, ma'am. Becca's mom. Excuse me? My daughter is buried alive, or worse. How dare you use that language to talk about my Becca? Tabitha. What legal grounds do you think you even have? There are signs. The place was boarded up. I did my legal duty, and you don't have a leg to stand on. So don't try to threaten me. Becca's mom. I'll find a lawyer who knows how to nail you for everything you're worth. Mark my words. Those are children in there. How can you be concerned with anything but their well-being, you heartless cow? If anything at all has happened to my baby in there, you'd better be scared as hell for what's going to happen to you and your precious family business. The Scarlets have sat up in their big comfy castle for too long. It's time somebody took you people down for the reckless way you run this place. The woman storms off just as quickly as she'd stormed in. Tabitha. God damn it, she's right. I can't just hang out around town the day after something like that. It doesn't look right. I should be up there, even if it's just to oversee what's going on. If I'm supposed to run this place, I've got to get my head in the game. I can't slip up like this again. Tabitha sighs, straightening up. Her scowl returns. Tabitha. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you after work tonight. Your cousin turns and heads back to her car, leaving you alone on Main Street. You enter the library alone. It's busier than usual, and a small crowd has formed in a corner of the main foyer. Stella. You actually came! I thought you might have missed my text. I was about to try calling. Kanika. I half expected you to have finally skipped town. Stella. Yes. Those reactions tell me that my job here is that I have been doing a good job of alienating everyone as this character. Stella. Yes, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Karen to the mayor for, like, the entire time I've known her. Kanika. It'll be worth it. Trust us. Stella. Alright, shall we? Yep, he's a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and his fancy top hat. There is a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. You haven't met the serious man by his side, but you have to assume that he's the mayor's handler. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. Karen. Okay, we've met the mayor. Let's go. Yes. Karen's so mean to everyone, but anytime I see everyone making those, like, disgruntled faces, it's like, okay, I have played this run correctly. Stella. Aw, I thought you'd be more excited. Security goon. You heard your friend, Miss Richmond. Now move along so other folks can have their chance. And by the way, I know you were up at the mine collapse last night. I may be off duty, but I'd be remiss if I didn't let you know I've got my eyes on you. All of you. Let's hope the rest of your stay in town is a little less conspicuous. I like this one. Karen. As if you could threaten me. Stella. Karen, you know Deputy Franklin is a cop, right? The security goon looks you up and down, then straightens up, clearing his throat uncomfortably. Security goon. Hurry up and finish paying your respects to the mayor. There are other folks waiting their turn. Stella and Kanika quickly shuffle out of the room ahead of you, leaving you to follow. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're intercepted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Mystical. It's hard to put a finger on it, but something compels you to dislike him. Pastor Daniel. I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're Karen? Everybody's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. Karen. I doubt Pearl Ann is in a better place. It sounds like she was awful. Pastor Daniel. Oh, I'm sure she wasn't that bad. Most people are good deep down inside. It's best not to speak ill of the dead. Karen. Hey, do you know anything about ghosts? Pastor Daniel. Ghosts? I've never encountered one myself, but I have heard stories of folks who've been visited by their loved ones from beyond the grave, and it seems like it provides them with a sort of spiritual healing. Like their beloved relatives are watching over them, even in death. Is this about Pearl Ann, or perhaps your mother? Have you been visited by her? Karen. I think we need an exorcism. Oscar's house is haunted and we're investigating tonight. Pastor Daniel. Oh, like a Scooby-Doo episode or something. I'm afraid I don't buy into that particular notion. It's a bit too spiritualist. Now, if it were a vision of one of his parents trying to contact him from heaven, I could understand that. Mystical. It isn't. Pastor Daniel. But I simply don't believe in malicious spirits lingering neither in heaven nor hell, jumping out of closets to scare us. I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for whatever it is he saw. Yeah, let's go with Karen. Wait, you believe in some ghosts and not others? What makes you an authority on that? Pastor Daniel. I do have a degree from one of the top seminaries in the country. I took a whole class on ghosts, so I suppose that does give me a certain authority in this situation. Karen. So, will you help us ghost hunt tonight? The blood drains from his face as he gulps nervously. Pastor Daniel. Oh, I promised my daughter we would watch VeggieTales tonight, so I'm afraid I have plans. But let me know if you see anything strange. I'd love to hear your account of this supposed haunting. In fact, here's my card. He hands you a business card. Call me if you need me. Karen. Back off, preacher man. I ain't buying what you're selling. Pastor Daniel. Don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you anything. Just thought I'd extend the offer in case you need someone to talk to. The church's doors are open if you ever change your mind. Have a blessed day, Karen. The pastor leaves you be and joins the line to see the mayor. Nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. You find them already talking to Oscar deep in the library. Kanika. Are you sure we can't just get it over while the sun is up? I don't know if I can handle getting scared shitless in the dark 2 nights in a row. Oscar. I wish we could, especially since I'm not particularly excited about going back in there after dark either. But I'm pretty sure it only comes out when the sun goes down. Stella. Yeah, there is no way I'm going in until that spirit is at full power. I want to be sure we get the best evidence possible. This could be my one shot to get real proof of ghosts. I'm not going to waste it just because I'm impatient. Kanika. Y'all are going to be the death of me. And you're sure there's nothing we can do for Rosalina right now? Oscar. I don't think so. She's been locked up in the back room all day. Hasn't been very interested in talking to anyone. I think the best we can do is stick to the plan, ghost bust the house clean, and give her a real bed to sleep in tonight. I just hope it's possible to get rid of this thing. This is a pretty serious ghost infestation? Is that what you'd call something like this? Stella. I believe it's called a haunting, but ghost infestation also sounds good. I suppose we're the ghost hunters, so we can call it whatever we want. Anyway, I'll be bringing all the ghost hunting supplies anyone could ever need, so we should be set on preparations. The only thing y'all need to bring is an open mind. Karen. I'm starting to get cold feet about this ghost hunt. Oscar. It's okay if you have to sit this out. Like I said, who knows if it'll even work, or if you'll all just get scared for no good reason. Stella. No way! You've gotta come with! It'll be fun! Just... Okay, out of character, I just gotta have a moment to be like, Stella, stop saying it'll be fun. And safe. It's never fun, or safe. At least this time she only said it'll be fun and didn't try to say it would be safe. She has learned that she cannot guarantee that. Kanika. Well, if we're not doing the hunt now, I guess we should head over to Reese's? Stella. Absolutely! Come on, Karen. Time to go bother our friend. Oscar. I'm gonna get back to it. See y'all tonight. Time to go. Yeah, no, Karen doesn't care enough about any of those things. Stella. Alright, shall we head out? The three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's. You once again find yourself in front of Reese's house. A cold hesitation grips you as the building looms over the hilltop. Though it's only early afternoon, it feels much later, the sun already sinking behind the tall mountains that surround Scarlet Hollow. Kanika. We're a little early. What if Dr. Kelly yells at us? Stella. There's no such thing as early when you're hanging out with friends. That's just extra time you get to spend together. Kanika. Okay, but what if she yells at us? It's too late. The door swings open. Reese. Hey. Stella. Reese! Kanika. Oh my god, dude, it's been ages. Reese. You must be Karen, right? I've heard a lot about you. Stella's been relentless about making sure I got all the Karen updates. Also, I'm gonna just state right now, the reason I am pursuing a romance path in this run. Karen, as I mentioned before, I think has read, oh, hello, Andrew! This character has read a little bit too much Twilight, a little bit too uncritically, but doesn't even really know that, but like, you know, just something about this guy, she definitely just looks at Reese and is like, he just pings the radar for, like, vaguely spooky boy. So, because I want Karen to be doing, the romance pass for Reese, like, my theory, like, my headcanon is she sees him and goes, oh my, and is just immediately interested. So she's gonna be, I know I said she'd be rude to absolutely everyone, but there is exactly one exception, and that is gonna be Reese. Dr. Kelly. Are they here already? I knew you'd show up early, Stella, and I knew you'd probably want to help me cook, too. Stella. What can I say? I make an excellent sous chef. The house feels cold. Not only is there an odd chill in the air, but the building itself feels too sterile, uncomfortably tidy to the point where you're nervous to touch anything. If it weren't for the aroma of store-bought dinner rolls baking in the oven and the unsettling artwork hanging on the walls, you'd be half convinced you'd wandered into a real estate showing. Stella. So, how can I lend a hand? Dr. Kelly. By sitting down at the table and not puttering around in my kitchen. I made sure everything was done well in advance, so the only thing left are the dinner rolls, which shouldn't be long. Then we can have a quick dinner, and you can leave my house and go on about your business. Kanika. But I was kind of hoping to see Reese's new art. Reese. We still have time now, right? Dr. Kelly. You aren't seriously considering subjecting your friends to your disaster of a room, are you? Reese. It's not that bad. You can still see the floor. Dr. Kelly raises a single questioning eyebrow. Stella. I don't mind a little mess. Kanika. Yeah, I doubt it could be any worse than the way I keep my room. Dr. Kelly. Yes, okay, fine. As long as you stay out of the kitchen, I don't care what you get up to. Reese. Cool. We'll be just downstairs. Stella. You won't even know we're here. You make your way towards the basement stairs. The basement is what you might expect out of a tortured artist who spends all his time confined to his studio. Discarded canvases line its edges, while trash and sketches leak out from their piles in the corners of the room, hiding the bare cement floor. Ghoulish faces coat the walls in paint, sneering out at their creator. Kanika. Your mom is so scary. Reese. She can be a little intense and kind of overprotective, which I guess makes sense. Anyway, make yourselves comfortable. You'll have to forgive the mess. I've been distracted lately. Haven't been cleaning much. Yeah, let's go with this powerful build. Karen. Do you need us to break you out of here? I don't think your mom could stop me. Reese. I don't know. The doc's pretty resourceful. Besides, I'm stuck inside for my own good. Stella. Are you sure there's nothing we can do? Reese. Your company is plenty. It's nice to have living people down here for a change. Kanika. You know we'd visit more if your mom let us. Did she tell you she turned us away yesterday? She said we couldn't even talk to you. It's a little controlling. Reese. You came by yesterday? She didn't tell me, but I was probably asleep, that's all. She didn't want to wake me up. I don't think that's her being controlling or anything. Stella. Not to cast any doubt on that, but she did say I couldn't bring you any food. She knows that's how I show my friends how much I appreciate them, and she knows I can work around all kinds of allergies and intolerances. Not gonna lie, it felt weird. Reese. I don't know, my body is pretty particular when it comes to food. She just prefers to have full control over what I eat, so... okay, maybe that does sound controlling. But it's for a good reason. If I eat the wrong thing, it could really mess me up, so she has to regulate my food. Let's see. Karen. So, has Stella told you about everything that's happened the past couple of days? And also, just for the record, Karen is going to follow all the dialogue options here because she is kind of immediately like, basically she thinks Reese is hot and she wants to talk to him more, and she's actually going to be kind of nice to him. Reese. Oh, she's told me all about what you guys have found out there. I wish I could see some of it myself, but, you know. He gestures in futility towards the walls of the basement. Stella. Are you sure you can't just sneak out one of these nights? Reese. The doc isn't keeping me prisoner here, Stella. I'm sick. You know that. Stella. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to... Reese. There's nothing to apologize for, and I appreciate the effort. Really, I do. There's just nothing you can really rescue me from. That die's already been cast. But we were talking about the past couple days, weren't we? Karen. Do you have any thoughts on the ditchlings we've been seeing? Reese. Yeah, they've been coming up to my window at night. Stella. Wait, really? Is that why you texted me that they looked like something out of your nightmares? Reese. Yeah, I thought I was hallucinating. I hadn't put it together that we might have been seeing the same thing until just now. I've been sketching them, actually. Tell me what you think. He pulls out a sketchbook from one of the piles in his room. Kanika. Okay, that's exactly what I saw on my way home last night. Stella. What does it mean that they've been lurking around here, though? Reese. I don't know, but I like the company. They're kind of beautiful in a sad way, if you ask me. Kanika. Agree to disagree with you there. Those things are gonna be stuck in my nightmares until the day I die. Karen. Do you think the town is doomed? Reese. I think everything is probably doomed at some point, but I guess that's answering a different question. Do I think the town of Scarlet Hollow is on the brink of collapse? Probably not, but it's not like I have a lot of perspective on what it's like out there. There could be rioting on Main Street, and if Stella or the doc didn't tell me, I just wouldn't know. Stella. I would totally tell you if there was a riot. Kanika. Would Dr. Kelly tell you, though? Reese. I mean, yeah, I'd hope so. But the point I'm trying to make is that other people are my eyes out there. Karen. What do you think of my cousin? Reese. She was always so distant and mean. I probably would have thought she had it out for me, personally, if she wasn't like that towards everyone. Or if I thought she even knew my name. But people change. Maybe she's nicer now. Kanika. She's still terrible. Stella. You guys just never took a chance to get to know her. She's actually really funny and sweet. Kanika. I'll pass, thanks. Karen. What do you think is going on with Wayne? Reese. Who? Stella. You know, that guy who's been following Karen all around and being all ominous? Reese. Oh yeah, that slasher creep. I appreciate the classic Jason vibe he has going on. Here's hoping he doesn't live up to the look, for all our sakes. Let's just go. Karen. What are you sick with? Kanika. Jesus, Karen, coming right in with that one, huh? We don't have to talk about your illness, Reese. Reese. It's okay. I've come to terms with the way the rest of my life is going to be. Stella. You're so macabre, Reese. You make it sound like you've been sentenced to death. Reese. Silence. Stella. You haven't, right? Reese. Not exactly. No one really knows what's wrong with me, but it's been getting worse. I can barely keep most food down. My skin always itches like there are worms crawling underneath it. I could live for a long time or a short time. No one's sure. But I'm definitely not going to get better. Whatever time I have left is going to be miserable. So I've done my mourning. My best years are behind me. My future is unknowable. But one day I'll wind up in a pine box. Just like everyone else. And I'm okay with that. Kanika. Dang, Reese. I may be a goth, but that's some real nihilistic shit. Stella. We'll make sure to come by more often from here on out. Friendship heals all wounds, right? Reese. Thanks, guys, but you really shouldn't have to worry about me. I have my art. I'm doing fine, really. Karen. Surely there must be something the doctors can do for you, even if it's just helping you deal with the symptoms? Reese. The doc upstairs has consulted with a lot of specialists. I've tried a lot of medications. Sure, some have been able to alleviate the symptoms, but they always come with their own fun side effects. It wound up being a question of picking which set of discomforts I wanted to deal with. I settled on constant nausea and vomiting and a persistent itch I can't scratch. It's manageable. As long as I can still paint, I don't care. And hey, it isn't all bad. Some of it is just weird, like this. Reese pulls on the skin of his arm. It stretches unnaturally. Hyper-elasticity. Kinda cool, right? Stella. Whoa! Kanika. Does that not hurt? Reese. Nope, it feels fine. Like I said, it gets itchy under the skin sometimes, but I don't know if that's the elasticity, the medicine, or some other part of my condition. Karen. Your art. Mystical. Each piece exudes a sickening miasma. It's like you can feel something squirming behind the paint, the brushstrokes acting as steel bars, trapping some anguished being within. I think she's gonna go with the overblown compliments because she kinda has a thing for him. Karen. It's exquisite. Reese. Thank you, Karen. I don't really make my art for other people, so it's always a nice surprise when it resonates with someone, especially considering how personal these pieces are to me. Having other people look at them sometimes feels like I'm having them look over a raw wound. You know, I still... Oh wait, no, sorry. Kanika. You know, I still got that painting I stole from you back in high school. I even took it to college with me. You make good stuff, dude. Reese. Oh no, you should get rid of that old thing. It's ancient. Knowing there are people out there who might see something I made in high school is horrifying. Kanika. No way. It's rad, and people compliment it all the time. Stella. You could gain a real following if you ever posted these online, you know? Reese. Nah, I think I'm okay sticking to sparsely populated late-night live streams. That's all the social media I can handle. I don't know how you do it, Stella, having to exist in front of all those people all the time. Knowing some version of you lives in their heads, knowing they expect something out of you that you might not be able to give them. Kanika. Okay, but if the only time you ever put your art on display is a live stream during school hours, when am I going to be able to see what you've been working on? Reese. I'll tell you what, when I die, I'll leave you all my paintings. Then you can see them all. And maybe they'll be worth millions since I'll be dead. I'd be able to rest easy knowing someone had retroactively given my life value. Karen. That's quite a movie collection you've got. Got any recs? Reese. Let me think. Oh, have you heard of Shi no Chi Deathblood? I saw that for the first time recently, and it blew me away. Excellent example of both Japanese horror and found footage done right. We could even put it on after dinner if you guys are interested. Kanika. Dang, I would usually be down for that, but we've got to head over to Oscar's after this. Stella. We promised we'd ghost bust his place. He's apparently been dealing with a bad haunting. Kanika. And I feel like we should really be there for him tonight, considering everything that's happened. He and Rosalina both need our support right now. Karen. We could always ditch. This movie sounds good. Stella. Ha! Oh, Karen, you're so funny. Kanika. Yeah. Funny. No, Kanika had it right. Karen was not joking. Was not. Don't mind me, my headband is falling out and I need to fix it. Alrighty. Karen. So you three go way back, huh? Stella. Almost to the womb. The school here is a tiny K-12. Not exactly a one-room schoolhouse, but not far from it. We're lucky we all got along as much as we did. Some kids weren't able to make any friends their own age. They just happened to be born around the same time as some real jerks, and were stuck with them through their whole school career. Poor kids. Kanika. Not that we were free from dealing with jerks, like a certain Scarlet I could name. Stella. Okay, she was a little rough around the edges, but she was pretty friendly when you got past that. Reese. Maybe to you. The way she used to look at me, you'd think I rolled in something foul every morning before school. Kanika. Same here, though to be fair, the feeling was more mutual between us. She deserved it, though. Karen. If you need someone to pose for your paintings this week... Reese. That's so kind of you to offer. If you're okay with hanging out at weird hours, I'd love for you to come by and sit for me. It's been a long time since I was able to draw anyone but myself, and I really appreciate the company. Karen. Want to come ghost hunting with us tonight? Stella. Oh wow, do you think you'd be down for that? We'd love to have you. Kanika. Yeah, it would be great to have you along. Reese. That would be so amazing, but I haven't had the best luck leaving the house lately. Even just walking to town is enough to put me in bed for a week. It sucks. But make sure you bring your camera, Stella. I want to see everything that happens. Karen. Dinner's gotta be ready by now, right? Almost on cue, Reese's mom shouts from the kitchen. Dr. Kelly. Dinner's on the table. Reese. Guess that's it for catching up. Dr. Kelly. Make sure you all wash your hands with soap. I don't want anyone sharing their germs at the dinner table. Oh, hello, Johnny! I'm still only about halfway through the chapter, and I plan on keeping going until I get to the end. Oh, and also, for both of you... Oh. Oh, yes! Your emoji! Your new emoji! It's so useful here! Wash your hands! Oh man. Also, incidentally, the fact that I am streaming, should reassure anyone who was wondering that, Tom's surgery went super smooth today. He's lying in bed, doing okay, just a little groggy. And, you know, in pain in expected places. Yeah. So I am here delivering the next chapter of the Karen saga, wherein she has decided there is exactly one person in this town that she actually likes, and that is Reese, because he's dreamy. Anyway, so Dr. Kelly has asked us to wash our hands. Stella. Sure thing, Doc. That feels like a weird thing to say. But yeah, no, this feels about right for the Karen mode. Karen. My hands are already clean. Dr. Kelly. Don't make this into a big thing. Just go do it. You make your way towards the sink, but are stopped in your tracks by the pull of an odd door at the end of the hallway. It feels out of place, like you've accidentally wandered into a different, older house. But more than that, you feel something radiating out from behind it. Something cold and dark. Mystical. You felt this before, in the dusty tunnels you so narrowly escaped last night. An oppressive hum, like a muted scream heard through layers of rock, trying to draw you towards it. You feel lightheaded. You are compelled to approach the door, drawn in as if hypnotized. Mystical. Something wants you to find you. Something really wants you to open that door. You have so many choices, and so many of them are to open the door. But if you scroll through, so this is the entire list of things. It's very, very, very long. But you might notice that there was, if you're mystical, there was a different one. So yes, I do think that Karen is still kind of a skeptic and in denial, but all the more reason for her to use mystical to snap herself out of it. You do your best to snap yourself out of it, turning into the bathroom and dutifully washing your hands before joining your companions at the table. Dinner is already laid out. Dinner rolls, spaghetti, and a light salad. Kanika anxiously picks at her food. Stella is nervously talkative, and Reese is suddenly quiet and tense, his shoulders tight as his mother perches on the chair next to his. Dr. Kelly eyes all of you with a sharp, fierce gaze. She sits opposite you at the far head of the table, her features silhouetted against the light of the setting sun in the window behind her. Powerful build. It's a position of authority, where her height gives her a vantage point over everyone else. No one at this table does anything without her noticing. It almost feels like, despite the presence of your friends, this is strictly a conversation between you and the doctor. Dr. Kelly. Pills. She slides a few tablets towards Reese. He obediently swallows them. Stella. This is excellent, Dr. Kelly. Is the pasta sauce homemade? Dr. Kelly. No, it's from a jar. I work too many hours to make my own pasta sauce. Stella. Well, you have excellent taste in brands. And if you ever want any tips on easy home-cooked pasta sauces, you know I... Dr. Kelly. No thanks, Stella. I have the internet if I need recipes. Kanika. Thanks again for having us, Dr. Kelly. We really appreciate it. Reese. You didn't tell me they came by yesterday. Dr. Kelly. You were asleep. I didn't want them to wake you up. Reese. But you could have told me. Dr. Kelly. Why? They were coming over today anyway. Reese. I would just rather know these things. Dr. Kelly. Noted. Yeah, I think Karen's gonna go right in for the... You know, I think I saw a video online about a family like yours. Turns out the mom was poisoning her kid for 18 years. The dinner table goes quiet. Stella. Oh, yeah, I think I saw that one too. Wild stuff. Dr. Kelly. Is that so? The silence returns. Seconds feel drawn out like minutes. Aside from Reese's mom staring down the table, nobody is making eye contact with anyone else. I'm gonna go with Karen. Why are you so hell-bent on keeping your son from seeing his friends? Dr. Kelly. I'm his doctor and his mother. I know what he needs better than anyone, and I don't appreciate some stranger who met him less than half an hour ago trying to tell me how to take care of him. Reese. You know, Doc, I feel fine. I mean, as fine as usual, so not perfect or anything. But I don't think seeing my friends has the kind of effect you thought it would. It's been really nice, actually. Stella. Hear that? Reese can hang out with friends again. If you're still feeling okay after dinner, maybe you can even come ghost hunting with me. Stella. Ow! Jeez, Kanika, what was that for? Kanika. Don't push it, Stella! Stella. Just say that next time instead of kicking me. Your boots are heavy. Kanika. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. We're totally respectful of Reese's boundaries, even though they might seem a little arbitrary and strict. Dr. Kelly. They're not arbitrary. These rules are in place for a good reason. Tell me how great you feel in an hour when the exhaustion catches up to you, Reese. You'll be knocked out all evening and regretting every minute of this, let me assure you. Reese. As if I would regret being able to see other people for the first time in months. I don't care what happens, it was worth it. The more you talk, the less you feel like you're having a conversation, and the more you feel like you're treading on eggshells. Karen. What exactly does he have? Dr. Kelly. I'm not poisoning my son, so you can stop with the thinly veiled accusations. He has a combination of genetic diseases that give him a fragile immune system, among other things. It's too much to get into, a lot of technical terms I'd have to explain. It's not good dinner talk, and it can't be pleasant for him to have to hear it again, so let's drop it. Reese. I'm fine talking about it. Dr. Kelly. I'd rather we talk about something else. The tension at the dinner table reaches a breaking point. Dr. Kelly. All right, that's enough. Dr. Kelly is interrupted by Reese before she can finish her thought. Reese. So, we were thinking that maybe watching a movie sometime this week while Karen is still in town? Dr. Kelly. We'll have to see how you're feeling. Reese. I can handle a movie, Doc. Stella. Yeah, we'll just sit downstairs in the dark. Reese is used to that. I'm sure he'll be okay. Dr. Kelly. You're always overestimating how much you're able to do, Reese. This is why you keep getting sick. Reese. If I get sick, so what? It's not like that's ever going to change. I'm sick every day, and I'm not getting better. I don't want to spend the last few miserable years of my life holed up in the basement alone just because seeing my friends has been deemed too strenuous. I'm an adult, for God's sake. I can't believe I have to ask for permission from my mom just to have friends over. Reese stops mid-sentence, wincing in pain and wrapping himself in his arms. Dr. Kelly. Don't say things like that. I'm doing everything I can to try and fix... Silence, as Dr. Kelly's eyes shoot open. Stella. Reese? Reese abruptly pulls himself from the table and leaves. Dr. Kelly. Damn it! I knew it. I knew this would be too much. Everyone, get out of my house. Please. Just leave us alone. Stop trying to interfere with his life. All it does is hurt him more. Kanika. But we can't just leave him like this. Stella. Now is when he needs friends the most. Dr. Kelly. No. Now is when he needs me the most. I am his doctor and his mother. I know you care about him. I know that. And he knows it too. But all any of you would do is get in the way. So just leave. Please. Karen. Don't think I don't know something is up here. Dr. Kelly. I don't care what you think. I just want you out so I can take care of my son. The three of you are rushed to the door. Stella. We'll be back, Reese. Kanika. I hope you feel better soon. Dr. Kelly shuts the door in your faces. The click of a lock signals the end of your dinner at Reese's. Kanika. Do you really think Reese's mom is poisoning him? If she is, I swear to God. Stella. She wouldn't. That's just so horrible. Who could do something like that to their own kid, and for so long? No, there's no way. Y'all are barking up the wrong tree. Kanika. It seems far-fetched, and it's definitely rare, but I don't think we can rule it out. What a lovely dinner is such a funny thing to say. But I don't think it necessarily makes character sense, so let's see. Karen. There is something seriously wrong with that dynamic. Kanika. That's probably the understatement of the week. This whole thing is fishy. I'm starting to feel my fear of Dr. Kelly is a little more justified than I thought. Stella. She's just overprotective. I'm sure that's all that's going on, and she has every right to be. I mean, the poor guy took 2 bites of food and got sick immediately. I can't imagine what that's like for both of them to go through. Kanika. Look, I'm just saying, maybe there's more to their dynamic than just him being sick. But it's not like there's much we can do about it right now. Stella. We could probably go back and forth on this for a while. But let's just get going. The sun is setting and we wouldn't want to miss a second of ghost action. Stella hurries off down the hill, almost as if to run away from what just happened. You and Kanika follow her down the slowly darkening street. Lit by the orange hues of the setting sun, the library feels different. What was once a quaint building in a small town now stands as an imposing structure, its walls holding something that stares back at you with menace. Maybe Stella is right. Oh, I think that's supposed to be Kanika. Maybe Kanika is right. Maybe ghosts aren't real. Or no, Stella also says ghosts aren't real. She just really wants them to be, so. Maybe ghosts aren't real, and the rest of tonight is going to be a pleasant break from the events of the past few days. Mystical. But you know that's not the case. There's something old and powerful in there, and you can feel it stir as the sun sets and daylight fades away. Also, let's play Spot the Ditchlings! There's one here, there's one here, there's one or two up here. There could just be one weird long one. There's one down here. I think that's all the ditchlings. That's all the ones I see. So that guy, those two guys, and that one or two guys. Oh, and also here's Wayne, creepily watching us from inside the building. And that concludes this screen, this screen's Spot the Ditchling minigame. Powerful build. If it gives you any trouble, you can just punch it. Mystical. No, you can't. Whatever's in there is beyond your abilities to physically conquer. Just as its exterior was intimidating in the setting sun, the inside of the library is dark, its shadows deep and foreboding. The meet and greet with the mayor ended quite some time ago, and the throngs of visitors took whatever joy was in this place with them as they left. Oh, yeah, Johnny, that is actually pretty funny. I was thinking that too. That's kind of great, where it's like Mystical. Oh, there's definitely something in there. Powerful build. But you can punch it. Mystical. Oh, no, you can't. The only other time I've seen something like that in Scarlet Hollow is sometimes if you're Mystical and something else, that in Chapter 4 you'll have a moment when, well, maybe I'll explain it more when we get there, but like basically you go to the general store / tea shop and interact with Sybil, and one of your skills will try to tell you that everything is fine, but your mystical skill will be like, wait, that isn't right though, is it? So, I've seen that at times for sure. Alrighty, and with that, this is a good midpoint of the chapter, so I'm gonna take another quick break here, and then we'll buckle in for the haunting. Wait, but before I go, tell Jen I say hi back. Also, I think I already, but yes, I am sure you have already passed it on, but Tom is doing well. Oh, haha, see you later, Johnny. Indeed, the next part probably will go about as well as Karen deserves it to, which is not well. But yes, alright, be right back. Alright, I return, ready to go for the later half of this chapter. Also, hello! Artemisia! Doo-doo. Wish you the best on your homework. I think you're in the Discord where I have been posting about things, but, so I assume you have seen, but Tom's, are doing all well and everything's in order, and he's repaired. And he's, still in bed, but doing well otherwise, I think. Alrighty. Stella. Hey, Oscar! Are you back yet? Yeah. I mean, Artemisia, I know you're on the Discord. It just was a matter of if you read it regularly, but yes. Anyway. But yeah, no, thanks for lurking. Wish you the best on your homework. Alright. Kanika. Shh! You can't yell in a library. It's against the rules. Stella. It's after hours. Rules only apply before 5 p.m. Now it's our domain. Oscar. Hey, you're here sooner than I expected. Hope dinner went okay? Kanika. Yeah, it went okay. Stella. Reese wasn't feeling up to a longer hangout, unfortunately. Oscar. I'm sorry to hear that. Stella. It's okay, just means we have more time to hunt ghosts. I've come fully loaded. Got my EMF reader, temperature gauge, spirit box, infrared camera, UV light, video cameras, salt, flashlights for everybody in case the ghost messes with the electricity, parabolic microphone, Sharpies and paper for automatic writing, matches and candles for rituals. Oh, and a Ouija board. I know they're toys, but you never know what might come in handy. Kanika. Wow, this is a lot of ghost hunting stuff for something that was so last minute. Do you just have this stuff ready to go in a bug-out bag or something? Stella. Of course I do. I actually stashed a couple of bags here overnight after I got back from the mines. Oscar. Excuse me? Stella. I wasn't about to carry everything around all day. This way we can go in light and pop out to grab more stuff once things start getting spooky. I may never have found any compelling evidence of ghosts, but that's not for lack of trying. And after last night, I'm more than ready to try again. Let's see. Yeah, I know I said Karen was in denial, but, like, I do think she is feeling this town is one big supernatural death trap at the moment. I guess the question I just need to think on if I want Karen to stay in denial. You know what? Maybe I will have her be one more in denial for just this one more time, and then the haunting will happen, and then she'll just give up and be like, whatever, yes, this town is a supernatural death trap. Karen. Whatever weird stuff we saw last night was probably just a gas leak. We all felt a little strange last night. Thought we saw some wild stuff, but there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Stella. Somebody's been talking to Tabitha. Gas leak was her go-to explanation for, like, every supernatural thing ever. We all heard that knocking, plain as day. That was Tommyknockers, no question about it. Though, I'm still 50-50 on whether Tommyknockers are cryptids or ghosts. Kanika. I admit I did get a little caught up in the whole supernatural atmosphere of that place, but those sounds were definitely from the rocks shifting before the collapse. I mean, that's the whole basis of the Tommyknockers myth. It's well documented. Zane. Yo, don't rush off ghost busting without Zane! No way I was gonna forget your promise, Stella. Stella. Zane! Glad you can make it! Zane. I was confronted with my own mortality for the first time yesterday, and so I'm desperate for answers about the afterlife to ease my troubled mind. Now let's go mess with some ghosts. Oscar. I hope my house is big enough for 5 ghost hunters at once. If this is everyone, we can go ahead and get started. It's through the back. Follow me. You and your companions grab some equipment from one of Stella's carefully stashed bug-out bags before heading towards the junction connecting Oscar's house and the library. Oscar. Looks like the sun has almost set. This is when stuff usually starts to kick off. I haven't been back inside for about a week, so I have no idea what to expect. Rosalina. Hey! There's no way you're doing this without me. Oscar. Rosalina, we talked about this. Rosalina. No, you talked at me about it. I'm sick of other people making decisions for me. I just want to be able to live in our house again. I'm going in there and sleeping in my room tonight, no matter what. You decide it's best to let Oscar handle this. On the one hand, Karen is nosy. On the other hand, neither of those options felt quite right for the character. Oscar. Rosa, it could get dangerous in there. Just hang out in the library and we'll have this taken care of in a few hours. Rosalina. I don't want to be coddled just because you're scared. If Zane is coming, I have every right to be here. Zane. She's got a good point, Mr. G. Oscar. You're right. I'm sorry, Rosa. Just let me know if it gets to be too much and you want to leave, okay? Rosalina. Thanks, Dad. Now let's get our house back. You all cross over the threshold and enter Oscar's living room. Family photos line the walls, and stacks of books sit comfortably on wooden furniture. Oh, by the way, this is the fewest number of people you can have for your ghost hunt. There is actually an achievement for that. Mystical. And there's that feeling again. Like the mines, like the door to the clinic. A dusty, suffocating, dizzying feeling. Something is in this house. Though whether it's a ghost or something worse, you cannot know. Oscar. Okay, it looks pretty normal for now. I don't remember that picture being on the floor, but that could be non-supernatural. Stella. None of my equipment is picking up anything around the picture. But I'll set up a camera in case it falls again. Could be important evidence. Oscar. You might want to save your cameras for Rosalina's room. That's where I've seen the ghost manifest. I wonder if the ghost will even show with this many people around. Wait, is it just me, or does it suddenly feel colder? Stella. It sure does. I definitely feel that. Kanika. The temperature gun says it's actually a couple of degrees colder, but that's normal. Rooms and hallways are sometimes colder than other parts of the house. Zane. Whoa, a genuine cold spot. I gotta snap a pic for posterity. Rosalina. Is that it? This isn't very scary. Karen. Great! We found the ghost. Case closed. Good work, team. Stella. No way, we're not going anywhere. We promised we'd get rid of the ghost, and I won't leave until we've fulfilled that promise. Kanika. Stella, I've been meaning to ask, do you actually know how to get rid of ghosts? How exactly are we going to get rid of it if we find one? Stella. Well, my ghost hunting kit has symbols from every major religion, assorted holy books, a bunch of salt, and some jars for ectoplasm. And if worse comes to worse, we can always use the Ouija board to politely ask it to leave. Oscar. I think I'd rather not take the chance. One ghost is enough to deal with. I don't much like the thought of opening a door for something worse. Rosalina. Wow, you've never been this superstitious, Dad. This ghost really has you freaked out. Oscar. Okay. Oscar takes a deep breath before continuing. Let's head to Rosalina's room. Stella. Whoa. Oscar. This is where I've seen it. It appears on top of the stain. Stella. Weird. I'm not getting anything. It's not even cold. It's the same temperature as the living room. Nothing in the EMF either. Oscar. Then your equipment is wrong. The stain is definitely paranormal. I've scrubbed it out too many times to count, and it just keeps coming back. Rosalina. It's just a stain, Dad. Can't we just cover it back up? I don't mind sleeping here. Stella. Let's get scientific about this. If you've scrubbed the stain out a bunch, maybe that's part of the summoning ritual. Oscar. If y'all are offering free carpet cleaning, be my guest. Mystical. The stain is an attempt at expression. There are no words, no decipherable patterns, but you can still feel it. A cry for help from something that has lost its voice. Karen. Have you tried tearing up the carpet? Oscar. In a house owned by the government? Nope. I'm not messing with their carpets. I'd rather scrub ghost blood out of it every day than have the government take me to court for destroying their property. Kanika. It could be a good idea. This could be a sign of structural damage, and I'm sure the government would rather know about it now than wind up with a bigger problem down the line, right? Stella. Plus, there might be something written under there. In blood. Only one way to be sure. Stella excitedly starts tugging at the corner of the carpet. Oscar. Oh, dear. Kanika. You're doing the government a favor, really. Stella pulls back the carpet, revealing a hatch, the floor around it stained in reddish-brown. Yep, that sure is a hatch. Rosalina. Okay, maybe I don't want to sleep in here. Karen. We're not going down there, right? Stella. Of course we are. This is even better than finding a message. Oscar. But there's no basement in this house. At least we weren't told about a basement. Stella. And look, all the red stuff is coming from underneath. Oh yeah, this is super haunted, all right. You've got a basement chock full of ghosts. I can just feel it. Kanika. Y'all know last month was super rainy. It's clearly been a long time since anyone stepped foot in the basement or crawl space or whatever it is under that hatch. There must be a leak that flooded the whole area under the house. The water dissolved the caulk around the edge and it leaked through to the carpet, and it's red because North Carolina has red-ass dirt. It's as simple as that. Oscar. It's not mud. It's blood. Human blood. I tested it. Kanika. Maybe you tested it wrong? It can't be blood, right? Rosalina. Whatever it is, I need to know what's down there. I need to know what's been under my bed all these years. Stella. Yeah, there's an old hatch in the floor that someone tried to seal up. We're not leaving until we've explored every nook and cranny. Kanika. Have you considered that they may have tried sealing it up because it's unsafe? Zane. Uh-oh. Do you think the flooding could have made the house unstable? I'm all in on ghost hunting, but I don't know if I could crawl into another dangerous crevice. Stella. I'm going for it. You come to in Oscar's living room. You can't tell what time it is, and your friends are nowhere in sight. At least physically, this is Oscar's living room. Spiritually and mentally, you've been ripped away to some other place. The building feels colder, and there's something about the air that feels wrong. It's stale, with an undercurrent of mold and earth. You feel claustrophobic, as though you're in a coffin, each breath depleting what little oxygen is left. Karen. Hello? Is anybody there? Or here? There is no reply. Let's see. Call... Let's say call the... I mean, actually, I think maybe first she'll try calling one of the people she came here with. Call Stella. The phone rings. Mysterious voice. Eddie? You can hear something drop violently on the other end, and then a dial tone. Call Kanika? The phone rings. Eddie? It's the same voice you heard when you called Stella, uttering the same phrase. You once again hear something drop violently on the other end, and then a dial tone. Call the cops? You dial 911. Sheriff Earl. Hello, what's your... Hello? Is this some kind of prank? Franklin, come listen to this. Deputy Franklin. Is that some kind of old-time radio show? But it's just repeating the same phrase over and over. Sheriff Earl. Somebody's trying to creep us out. Deputy Franklin. Now hold on just a minute. Ain't this area code from New York? Sheriff Earl. I'll be damned. Listen here, Karen. We know that's you. You've got some nerve calling in with a juvenile prank like this. Damn if it isn't creepy, though. Eddie? Eddie? Repeating like that? Do we know any Eddies? Deputy Franklin. Just hang up, Hugby. Gotta keep these lines clear for real callers. We'll deal with Karen later. Okay. Karen is gonna be, like, getting increasingly freaked out here. Call the pastor. You pull out the card Pastor Daniel gave you earlier and dial his number. Pastor Daniel. Hey there! That music sure is creepy. It's me and Tulip's VeggieTales night. Mind if I ask who is calling? I'm afraid I don't know an Eddie. Wait, this isn't Karen, is it? You hear a nervous gulp on the other end of the line. What a great prank! You really got me good. Haha! Say hi to Miss Tabitha's cousin, Tulip! The call disconnects. Alright, call Tabitha! The phone rings. Tabitha. I've been looking all over for you. Where did you... What? Why are you saying that? Karen. I didn't say anything? Tabitha. Yeah, okay, I get it. Pulling a funny little prank on your poor, long-suffering cousin, playing some creepy, old-timey radio clip over the phone. Did Kanika put you up to this? Whatever. Just come home. I'm sick of chasing after you. The call disconnects. You put your phone away. This clearly isn't getting you anywhere. Although I am just imagining that meme of the guy throwing his hands up and going, I guess. It is not Karen's instincts to boldly go exploring. This has gotten creepy, so... maybe the library? You have no idea how long you've been out, but by the light in the living room, it's much later than your last memories of being awake. Everyone else must have gone home and left you here. That actually makes sense for Karen to assume, because she would do that to other people, so it's natural for her to think that other people might have done it to her. You turn around, leaving Oscar's house to return to the library. That's funny. You don't remember there being a second door at the end of this corridor. Continue through the door. You shrug and walk through the door in front of you. Something isn't right. It feels like a late summer afternoon. The air is warm and wet, and the scent of flowers drifts on the breeze. Movement stirs as a figure cloaked in shadow rises to attention. Yeah, I'm in fact at the point where that just doesn't even surprise me anymore because I've played this so many times I remember where the jump scares are. But gosh, the first time I played this, everyone I've seen play this through for the first time, it's quite the jump scare. Anyway, so this will be interesting because Karen is still in denial enough that she sure is not going to channel some asshole, but she still is able to read the alternate names of who everyone is supposed to be playing. The lover. Who are you? What are you doing on my property? Karen. Holy shit, Stella, you scared me! Lover. The lover. Did you say Eddie? No one's called me that in a long time. It's Edwardine now. I'm not a child anymore. I'm gonna do this just, well, no. Karen. Eddie? That's the name I heard over the phone. The lover. I wish I could say the same. You should have stayed gone. And you absolutely shouldn't have shown up here, of all places. If you're caught, I don't think you understand what Father might do. Yeah, I guess I can scroll down and look at the lines, because Karen would be able to sense that there's something that is channelable. She just would absolutely refuse to do it. And she's sure not going to play along. Karen. Very funny, Stella. Pranking the out-of-towner. Now quit it. The lover. I can't. It's not that easy for me. My brothers were sent to Normandy, and now I'm the only Scarlet left besides Father. I have responsibilities, Charlie. Karen. I said quit it! The lover.
You should just get out of town while you still can. Whatever you've come back for, it's not worth it.
You say nothing in response.
She's gone, along with the shadow in the corner of the room. You're alone again in this strange garden.
Yeah, no, Karen is going to try to go back the way she came.
You turn. As you do so, a single door, standing solitary in the middle of the garden, appears before you.
Alright, yeah, no. Regardless of the personality I've been playing for Karen, anyone would be super freaked out by this situation and not sure what to do.
You walk up to the door and open it. Bells ring as a cacophony rages outside. The door in front of you pulsates as figures unseen bang against it. The shaded figure from the garden sits in the corner, ever so slightly more defined.
The mother. Your father has left town, Charlie. We're moving to a new house, okay? Karen. Jesus Christ, how many more times am I going to get jump scared? The mother. He can't come back. Oh, actually, sorry. I want to do a thing since this is very unusual. I'm still not going to have Karen actually give the lines, but because some of these scenes are unusual, because I very rarely do the ghost hunt with so few people. So the mystical response would be, I don't want to leave our house. I like it here. Daddy should come back. Why did he leave? But what Karen's actually going to say is, Jesus Christ, how many more times am I going to get jump scared? The mother. He can't come back. We've got to live somewhere else now. But that'll be fun, right? There'll be new kids to play with, and you can show them your little dolls. Hurry, sweetie. We don't have much time. So yeah, the Charlie response would be, but other kids make fun of me. I don't want to leave Eddie. Can she come with us? But what Karen's going to say is, this is horrible. This whole thing is horrible. I hate it here. Mother. No, she can't come. I never want to hear you say her name again. Do you hear me? We aren't friends with the Scarlets anymore. Oh God, they're outside. Are those torches? We don't have time, Charlie. We have to go right now. The mother is whisked away, leaving you behind in the empty room. As she departs, the front door stops pounding and opens into a beckoning white void. Before you have the chance to think, another door creaks open, on what you thought was the ceiling. Wayne.
There you are. This is quite the maze, isn't it? And absolutely crawling with these miserable little parasites. Bottom feeders.
Powerful build. You try to get a bead on a good angle of attack, but the strange geometry of the room has you at a loss. Yeah, as far as Karen is concerned, he's just one other horror in this terrible haunting. You bolt for the door. You're outside, and it's night. A false moon looming massive in the painted sky. Wayne is gone. The night feels thick and warm, the insects lively, their calls unnaturally tinny. Everything feels warped and wrong, like you're listening to a record fished from the bottom of a pond. Unless your eyes are playing tricks on you, the shadow in the corner keeps getting closer. The witch. You poor dear. I've been keeping track of you, scuttling around town like a tomcat. You've fallen hard for Miss Edwardine, haven't you? Karen. I want to get off this ride now. The witch. There's no need to be embarrassed. Your secret is safe with me. You know, I never did approve of what the Scarlets did to your family, what it did to the two of you young'uns. Childhood sweethearts,
Just think how lovely it would be if you could just be happy together. That's what you want, isn't it? Karen, youngins? How old are you supposed to be? The witch. I'm sure by now you've realized the young lady doesn't plan on leaving with you, but it's not for lack of desire, as you well know. It's Enoch. Even if you dragged her over the town limits, his hold over her would make sure that neither of you were ever happy again. Just think of what happened to your poor mother and father. Do you want that to be the two of you? Let's go with Enoch. Karen. Enoch is one of my ancestors, right? I think I read about him yesterday. The witch. The powers at work here are stronger than even your love could withstand. You need to break the bonds holding her here. Then you can both go free. No more misfortune. Not for you, not for anyone else bold enough to step foot outside the holler. The witch mimes handing you something, though her hand is empty. The witch. Everything you need to know is on that map. Karen. What's that about misfortune and stepping foot outside the holler? Is the town cursed? The witch. That's where you'll find them. You need her here. There. You need her there. Then read what I've written down. And be careful. Good luck to the both of you. I hope you get your happiness. And then she's gone. Wait.
It's trying to get rid of me. It'll have to try harder.
Alright. I think maybe Karen will be like, is he less bad? Is he better or worse than what's happening? Let's try a little bit of talking. Wait.
I see you finally let go of your fear. Good. Maybe we can be friends.
Karen, what the hell is going on in this town? Wait.
I'm sure you'll be able to piece it together soon enough. I'd rather you find out on your own first. That's the only way you can really know who to trust. And then I can finally tell you more. There is so much to discuss when that time comes.
Well, that was ominous. Karen, what are you? Wait.
I'm a friend.
Karen, do you know the way out? Wait.
I will soon. But in the meantime, you have nothing to fear. I'm watching over you.
Karen, I'd really rather you didn't. Wait.
I'm afraid you have no say, especially so long as you find yourself in such dangerous situations.
That's not creepy. And by that I mean it's super creepy. Wayne is absolutely a stalker. Or whatever is possessing Wayne. You continue forward through the uncanny underbrush. Once again, you find yourself separated and alone. A long wooden corridor stands before you, littered with bottles and rails. A figure rises to attention, blocking your way. The caretaker. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. As the caretaker is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. The father lies in its center, looking pitifully small. The father. I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. And sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now.
Jesus, that looks excruciating. Father. Damn it, Junior, how many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damned snake Enoch went behind my back. Karen. People really need to learn how to let things go. The father. You're right. I have been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he's dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still. They destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest. Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please. I know I ain't been the best father, but I'm no murderer. Let's see. Karen, is that why you were getting close with Edwardine in the garden? The father. Damn it, boy! I may not have till morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back and at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for.
You watch as the father's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him.
Wayne.
Such theatrics. What a waste of time. Why force you to see any of this? People always think their own experiences are so important. But what does any of it matter?
Yeah, nope. Karen has decided to nope out on Wayne.
You bolt for the hole in the bed and dive in.
She tried asking him questions. He revealed himself as a creepy stalker, as had been pretty obvious. And she's like, nope. Not happening.
Wayne is already waiting for you as you enter the next room, the two of you finding yourselves huddled under a large table. The lover stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. The lover.
They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them.
Karen. This one is extra creepy. Is she doing a baby voice? Wait.
Just let the scene play out. There's no use trying to communicate, whether with the resident or your little friends.
The lover.
I'll try to keep it away from my brother so he doesn't smash it. Though I wish I could make it move like you can. And you can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people.
Karen. You can't tell me what to do, Wayne. I'll talk as much as I want. Wayne.
Such fighting spirit. Please don't engage with it while I try to find another door.
The lover.
A traveling show? And you'd want me there too? Oh, we could go to towns along... Could we go to towns along the beach? I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world.
You quietly let the scene finish playing out.
Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean.
Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Wayne can get in another word. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it. It opens. You feel a shove from behind and tumble through the hatch.
Charlie.
It took some digging, but it's there. The map was right. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it. We can be happy together. Eddie?
Oof, yeah, this part isn't fun. Oh, those sounds, though. Ugh.
Wayne is gone once again. There is nothing here but you and the howling void. Stella, do you repent? Kanika, do you repent for your crimes? Mystical. For the first time tonight, you recognize the names of your companions. Does this mean that the resonant has grown weaker, or is this yet another part of its act?
Karen. Why should I be? I'm not responsible for any of this. Which, for once, although I've chosen that for the Karen answer, I also personally agree with that. I hate the concept of sins of the father passing on to the children. That's not cool. Children didn't ask to be born. Anyway, I have strong opinions on that, but, you know, whatever. Can't get out of this one because... Or rather, can't get out of this one in a no-lose situation. Oscar. You must answer for the crimes committed by your Scarlet blood. Zane. Until you do, I cannot die. Rosalina.
I want to die. Please. I have been alone in the dark for so long. Kanika. All I ask is for some of your years. Stella. To pay for the years that were taken from me.
Oscar. My life was stolen from me.
Kanika. I want some of yours. Stella. It's only fair.
Oscar. The sins of the father.
Rosalina. Are to be laid upon the children.
Kanika.
Forfeit your years, and I will finally leave.
Karen. You can't actually make me do anything, can you?
Stella. I can keep you here. And I can do what... Kanika. And I can do whatever I want with them.
Zane. You can refuse.
Rosalina. But if you do...
Oscar. Then I will stay.
Nika. I will stay until I get what I am owed.
Oh, welcome back, Johnny. Karen. This is bullshit!
But the spirit ignores your protestations. Kanika. The sentence has been handed down. Stella. Make your choice. A smell hits you. That now familiar, wet, unwell odor.
Wayne.
What an annoying pest you are. But you couldn't keep me out for long. It seems we've exhausted its power. Holding all these bodies hostage must have been quite taxing. Come along, Karen. It's desperate, but it has no power over you. There's no need to bow to the will of such a frayed and broken consciousness. Leave it to fester.
Nah. Karen's like, you don't need to tell me twice. Bye! I do like that you can choose why you're saying no, though. So, you know, some people could say, I want to help, but I can't justify the cost. It isn't worth it. Screw the sins of the father. Crap. But, you know, okay. I'm sorry. This might be what I choose for Karen. Like, when confronted with an unreasonable manager, what will Karen do? Nope! So I can't decide between screw the sins of this sins of the father crap, I don't owe this ghost a thing, because it always makes me feel weird when I'm choosing Karen answers that I'm like, but I agree with that one. But, you know, it turns out even mean people can be right sometimes. She doesn't much like Wayne either, but... Karen. Screw this sins of the father crap. I don't owe this ghost a thing. Let's get out of here. Wayne.
You don't need...
Huh? Yes, Johnny, that's exactly it. Exactly it. And also, yeah, Artemisia, totally. Wayne.
You don't need my help. Close your eyes. Feel for the stairs.
You close your eyes. You fumble in the darkness, reaching out your hands and grasping the air until your palm finds wood. It's the staircase. You can feel it under your hands. You begin your ascent. Wayne.
Good. You've made it out of the pit.
His overpowering smell returns as you place a confident foot on the wooden floor of what you assume must be Rosalina's room. You open your eyes as you try to hold your breath. You feel a hand on your back. You shudder, knowing what it's attached to. Wayne.
Don't fall for it. Keep feeling your way forward.
You continue. You feel the doorframe under your palm, and then the sturdy walls of the hallway beyond. Wayne's palm continues to gently urge you forward.
Well, that stain's never getting out of her shirt.
You stumble into the corridor between the annex and the library. The real world is swimming back into focus. Wayne.
Good. The main doors are just ahead.
You feel a shove as Wayne pushes you forward. You fall towards the entrance, your legs still unsure of the ground beneath you, and the doors fly open. You're outside. It's real this time. A cool autumn breeze blows small piles of dried leaves across the steps of the library.
Wayne.
You made the right choice. It would have been so easy to fall for his tricks. I'm proud that you didn't. Be seeing you.
Thanks, Wayne, I guess, but no, Karen still thinks he's creepy as hell.
He leaves before you can say anything in response. Kanika. Thank God you made it out, Karen. I went to get Mom when I realized that you hadn't left the library with the rest of us. I figured if anyone knew what to do, it'd be her.
Sybil. I see someone beat me to the punch. It sounds like you've had quite the evening.
Oscar. I suppose I'll have to find another place for me and Rosalina to stay. This was such a disaster. I'm so sorry to have brought you all into that house. I should have left the place to rot.
Yep. These options, though, it's like, nope, 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 not even that. Oh, man. Oh, Tabitha will be so mad if I tell about her extra property. Yeah, Karen. I wasn't about to give up part of my life to make amends for something I didn't do.
Oscar. It's okay. It's just a house, and we didn't even own it. And even if we did, that ghost was asking for quite the down payment.
Sorry, I just had a moment where I was like, oh no, oh no. The housing market is so bad in some of the major cities, including where I live right now, that I'm just like, how many people would absolutely trade 10 years, like, an unknown quotient of their life, but especially if they knew it was probably going to be about 10 years, for a house in one of these areas. I wouldn't, but I could understand the temptation. If that were genuinely a thing you could do. Just, trade 10 years of your life and then you'll have this great house. You were probably going to spend at least 10 years saving up for it anyway. Anyway, sorry, that was a depressing side note on just the housing market's real bad these days. In many areas. Sybil. Anyway, Sybil says, Oscar's right. And besides, there's no walking this back. The spirit is far too strong for that right now. Yep, nope. She's gonna tell on Tabitha. Karen. Tabitha has at least one extra property. We hung out there this morning. Oscar. Oh, yeah, Artemisia, I know. Like, this house is super haunted, and white people just being like, but it's so lovely. Oh. Yeah, no, Johnny, you're not wrong. That's a depressing thought, but you're not wrong. Anyway, Oscar. I'll probably wind up getting in touch with her first thing tomorrow. There really isn't a lot of wiggle room in this town without going through your family. Zane. Yo, Mr. G, we've got a spare room and I don't think my parents would really care. Oscar. That's really sweet of you, Zane, but... Rosalina.
Dad, just take him up on it.
Oscar. You're right. Thank you, Zane. I'll figure out something more long-term in the morning. Zane. Dope. I'm gonna peace out then and let my folks know. See you later, Rosalina. See you later, Mr. G. Zane walks off down the road. Kanika. To think that ghosts are actually real. I mean, I know we don't have any hard evidence on us, but we all vividly experienced the same thing. Stella's gotta be over the moon right now. Oscar. Where is Stella? I kind of thought she'd be excitedly racing up. Sorry. I kind of thought she'd excitedly be rattling off theories by now. Kanika. Oh, she's just standing there. By herself. That isn't like her. Karen. Hey Stella, want to hang out with the rest of the class? Stella. What? Oh. I'm okay. I'll see you guys later. She hurries off down the road. Trying to decide between she'll be fine and no, I think the more Karen answer is yes, everyone's angry. Like when people have angry faces, I know I've chosen correctly for the Karen route. Karen. I'm starting to think Stella might be a bit of a flake. She keeps leaving when things start getting heated. Kanika. Stella is not a flake. Don't be a jerk. Should we go after her? Yep, nope. Kanika hates Karen, and that is as it should be. Sybil. I think she just needs some time to herself. Stella's never been the kind to share her burdens, and I doubt that'll change just because somebody goes chasing after her. If anything, it'd just make her clam up even more. She's a strong girl. She'll be okay. I'm honestly surprised that she and Zane are the only ones heading out right now. You've all been through something awful, and each and every one of you needs rest. Especially you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. Oscar. God, what a disaster this whole night has been. I had no idea it would turn out like this. I'm so sorry, everyone. Rosalina. Stop apologizing, Dad. We're the ones who don't have a house anymore. We don't even have the library. Yeah, doesn't care. Doesn't really care. I guess she's a little curious about what we do about the library. Karen, what do we do about the library? Sybil, we bar the doors. We make sure everyone knows to steer clear. Kanika, we can't just tell them it's mega haunted. Even if folks believe us, that'll just make them want to investigate for themselves. Oscar, we'll say there's a gas leak. That should do the trick, at least for a while. Sybil, is there a chance this goes away on its own? Sybil, I'm not really an authority on these things, but it doesn't seem interested in fading away. Kanika. Okay, that's settled then. We board it up. We say there was a gas leak. And just hope no one gets curious, I guess. Oscar. It's the best we can do for now. Karen. I guess I should probably head back. Oscar. We should probably get going too. It's starting to get chilly out, and I don't want to keep Zane's parents up too late. Sybil. I'll be over later tonight with some bedding and hot tea, and I'll have Miles bring you groceries in the morning. Don't be a stranger, and let us know if you need anything, okay? I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. Kanika. But... Sybil. Kanika, dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. Kanika. Okay. Kanika wearily treks back to the general store. Sybil. I'll walk you home after I finish getting Kanika her tea, and we can chat about what just happened. I'll just be a moment. You're too tired to say no. Sybil leaves. I'm just imagining Karen being like, ugh, fine, if I walk on my own, she'll probably just come after me anyway. You make yourself comfortable for a few minutes while you wait. After everything that's happened tonight, the normalcy of sitting on a quiet and empty road feels like a priceless treasure. Sybil. I hope you don't mind, but I took the liberty to call your cousin and tell her about what happened tonight. Tattling on us. I'm still annoyed about that. Like, Sybil, like... You could have let us tell Tabitha what happened. Us being we, the player character. Sybil. She wasn't exactly thrilled to hear from me, but I think I blunted her anger as much as I could. Shall we head out for our walk? Time to go home. Or back to the estate. You once again find yourself on the long trek back up to the estate. Oh, hey, it's time to play Spot the Ditchling again. There's one guy, one little dude up here, there's one crouching over here, and there's one just kind of chilling over here. The night feels cold, the crunch of leaves beneath your feet deafening in the quiet wilderness. Sybil. Let's stop here for a bit. These old bones need a moment to rest. Doesn't care. Maybe cares. Karen. There's ditchlings everywhere. Sybil. There are, and I'm afraid that they would still be this numerous even if you had managed to exorcise the spirit you encountered tonight. Its presence was merely a symptom of the rot in this place, rather than its cause. People are unfortunately just going to have to get used to the sight of these things in the coming days. Yeah, Karen. Why can't I just go home? Like, to my real home? Sybil. I'm afraid this is your real home. It called to you, didn't it? Otherwise, you would never have gotten on that bus. Nobody really leaves the holler. At least, not forever. Call it a quirk of the town. These are all good. I'm just, oh man. Oh my god, you're right, aren't you? You're kidding, right? And no. And the one I think I'm actually gonna go with, Karen. Excuse me? Sybil. Oh my, you look absolutely horrified. I was just pulling your leg, dear. People leave town all the time. We just haven't been blessed with the most frequent public transportation. Bullshit. She was not lying the first time. She's lying now for whatever reason. Karen. Sybil, what is Wayne? Sybil. It's like I said, he's just a man. Powerful build. He is absolutely not just a man. Ordinary men don't move like that. Ordinary men don't outclass you. Okay, I actually really like this powerful build option, so I'm going with it. Karen. No, absolutely not. He is not just a fucking man. He is falling apart and smells like death, but somehow he's stronger and faster than me. The smile briefly fades from her face. Sybil. Language, Karen. We don't use words like that around here. Like, man, not even in my Karen roleplay, but like, I kind of want to be like, excuse you? You're really gonna be fussy about language with all of this going on? But fine.
Sybil. And to respond to your accusation, it's not exactly polite to share people's medical history. I may not have taken a Hippocratic oath, but I still respect the privacy of others. That's enough rest for me. Let's carry on for a bit. That was an incredibly unhelpful conversation. Thanks, no thanks, Sybil. I don't even think it would have been more helpful. Actually, no, I know it wouldn't have been more helpful, even if I wasn't playing a extremely entitled, rude Karen character. You and Sybil walk deeper into the woods. You're getting closer to the estate. Sybil. One last rest, and we'll get you home. Yep, Karen's just gonna sit here in silence, tapping her foot impatiently. Doesn't care enough about any of the rest of these things. Karen, are you ready to get moving again? Sybil. I am. The estate shouldn't be much further. Oh, and this is a new screen, so one more round of Spot the Ditchling. There's one up here. There's one hiding down here. And there's one goopy looking dude right here. Looking right at you. You and Sybil trek through the remainder of the woods and find yourselves on the outskirts of the estate. Sybil. Karen, why don't you swing by the tea room tomorrow? Say, early afternoon? I'd love to chat for a little while. Come by any time. I'll be there all day. Good luck handling Tabitha. I tried to soften her up over the phone, but there's only so much softening you can do with someone that prickly. Bless her heart. Get a good night's rest, Karen. You've earned it. Has she? I'm not sure I agree with that statement. Sybil heads back through the woods, leaving you alone to face Tabitha. You open the door to the estate as quietly as you can, only to find your cousin anxiously pacing in the foyer. She's been waiting for you. Tabitha. So you finally came back. After last night, I thought we were done with all the running around and secrecy. I guess I was too optimistic. Do you know how stuff like this impacts me? Do you even care? Karen. Can you lay off? I've had a hell of a night. Tabitha. So did I, waiting for you to show up. After last night, I didn't know what to expect. You might be coming home in a body bag for all I knew. I thought things were getting better between us this morning. I can't believe you'd just throw that away. Karen. I got stuck in a ghost dimension. Be nice to me. Tabitha. Sure you did, and I'll be nice to you when you show me the same consideration. I'm done arguing. Good night. Your cousin walks off, leaving you alone. Oh, man. I'm definitely succeeding at everyone hating my character, but, oh, it makes me sad sometimes. I love Tabitha so much, and so just being like, you know, she's absolutely right to be that angry, like, with the way I've been playing Karen, but I, the player, am sad to see it, which is why I'm going to be following up the Karen run with the bestest cousin run. And not only is it going to be bestest cousin run, but she's also going to that character is probably going to make a point of being nice to everyone, so that I can kind of wash the bad taste of the Karen run out of my mouth, as metaphorically speaking. Out of my brain? Question mark? I don't know. Anyway, providing the Karen run as a service for all those who want to see what happens when you're mean to everyone, but just aren't up for doing it themselves. And I understand why. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town, and a little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. now commands the entirety of City Hall, a swirling void of wrath and despair that the people of this town will have to learn to ignore. Disaster looms its tallest yet over Scarlet Hollow. And that was chapter 3. So yeah, I will be back at it next week with chapter 4.
I don't know for sure if we will get through all of it in 1 week, but I might try. Particularly with the Karen run, where even more so than with the Silent Max run, where it's like, he wants to be helpful, so he still went to all of the places, but like he cared about the fact that Stella is missing at the beginning of Chapter 4. Karen, I think, not so much. So it might be that Chapter 4 is comparatively very short for Karen, especially because I already know what I'm going to do at the end of the chapter. And it's an option that's quite a bit shorter and faster than some of the others. Anyway, episode 4 awaits next week. Alrighty. Where did I put the Karen run? Oh, here. Alrighty. So yeah, so thank you for hanging out and watching my stream, everyone. So thank you to Johnny One Take, thank you to Artemisia, thank you to Andrew, thank you anyone else who's been lurking, and anyone who's watching this later. As always, I appreciate you all very, very, very much. And I will be back this time next week, and by this time I mean like roughly 3:30 or 4 p.m. Next Monday with the final installment, well, hopefully the final installment, certainly the final chapter of the Karen run, and we'll see if we can get it all done in one day, or one stream, but if not, I'll just split it up over 2 weeks. And I should, I think, be doing my regular streams this Friday as well. Just checking my calendar to make sure I'm not forgetting something. Yep. Looks like, barring, unexpected happenings like the things where I will randomly fall asleep or something, I should be good for my usual Friday streams and Johnny One Takes Sunday stream and next Monday. So hope to see folks at some of those future streams, and for now, I will see everyone later. And thank you, Artemisia. I will pass that on to him as well. And yeah, thank you everyone very much, and bye!